The day of Bryn Lindane's engagement party was the most miserable of her life. She tossed and turned all night in the small bed tucked away in Barandor Hold's mage chambers, dreaming of terrible things. Sea monsters rising from the deep, lambs slaughtered by wolves in the castle's livestock pens, faceless ghosts hovering in her room's corners. But of all the disturbing images her sleeping mind had conjured, none was worse than the alarming reality that she faced. Rangar Barandor, the prince who had saved her life and was bound to her heart and soul, had been sent off to war as a pretense, so he couldn't object to Bryn marrying his brother. She woke shivering in the small room. Rangar's broken heart will be the real nightmare when he returns and finds me married to Trey, she thought. Ever since she'd become the crown heir to the Mir throne, and thus had a target painted on her back, the Barandor family, who had taken her in, had sworn to protect her. Their kingdom, the Baersladen, couldn't be more different from the Miren, where she'd been raised. Her childhood homeland was sunshine and far-reaching fields. Rangar's was storm and sea. Hers was manners, education and science. His was rough living and magic. Even their castles were complete opposites. Castle Mir was all refinement and opulence, and Barandor Hold was a squat monolith, where most of the castle's residents, servants and livestock slept together on the floor during the coldest winter months. It had taken some getting used to, but Bryn had grown comfortable with the communal living style in Barandor Hold, even begun to admire it. Still, she was more than happy to have the privacy of her own room, small as it was. She craved the space to think, and now she had plenty to occupy her mind. Tossing back her bedcovers, she reached for a shawl to wrap around her shoulders. Now that the first hints of winter were approaching, she could never seem to get warm. Growing up in the Miren, where the weather was always mild, and snow was a rare sight, hadn't prepared her for the extreme conditions in the outlands. She feared the worst of winter. Then again, there was a chance she wouldn't even be in the Baersladen come winter. There was a throne in the Miren waiting for her, though she wasn't prepared to sit on it. Someone knocked on her door. She snapped out of her brooding reveries and hugged the shawl closer around her body. "Come in,"